Hello guys, my name is Robert. Yeah, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'll be taking you through the bisection method. Bisection method is an iterative method. It is used in finding roots using the successive approximations. Basically, when you're dealing with bisection method, it deals with dividing of 2 points. Given that the 2 points are A and B, now using A and B, you're supposed to obtain the midpoint of those points, and the midpoint is obtained by adding A and B. Then you're supposed to divide it by 2. That is how you're going to obtain the midpoint. And for better example, or for better understanding, let us have an example so that you people can understand how bisection is applied in the numerical mathematics. Perform 5 iterations of bisection method of the equation f of x is x cubed minus 5x plus 1 is equals to 0. Now, given this question, you've been told that you're supposed to perform 5 iterations using the bisection method. Now, given that question, what you should know is that two numbers given that the two numbers are A and B, they're the roots of a function if they have opposite sign. For example, if the function of A has a positive sign and the function of B has a negative sign, that is how you can view that question there. Now, given that question, you're supposed to find 2 points such that this one point has a positive sign and the other point has a negative sign. Now, first of all, we start with the number 0. Replacing 0 in that equation. If you replace a 0 in that equation f of x, you'll get that your answer is 1. And 1 is greater than 0. Now, replacing 1 in that equation, you replace 1 with that function f of x is equals to x cubed minus 5x plus 1. That one will be negative 3. And negative 3 is less than 0. Now, because you're getting one side being negative and the other side is positive, that means that the root lies between 0 and 1. And those are the points that you're going to start working with. Those are the 2 points that you're going to start working your answer with. Now, the 2 possible points, they are 1 and 0. Now, let your point A be 1 and let your point B be 0. Now, your point 1, your point A, it is 1. And as you can see clearly that when you replace that 1 with this function here, when you substituted the 1 in this function, you got that it is less than 0 and B is greater than 0. Now, you find the midpoints of these 2 points by adding 1 plus 0 divided by 2. You get that your answer is 0.5. Now what you do after getting your midpoint, you're supposed to use this midpoint to find if your answer is a negative or positive, your f of x, your function of f of x. Now, replacing 0.5 in this equation, you substitute 0.5 in that equation, you get negative 1.375. What you do after getting that your answer is negative here is less than 0. What you come and do, come to your equations here, these two, which one add a less sign, which one add a function that is less than 0, this one, which add a function less than 0. As you can clearly see, it is 1 here. Now what you come and do, you take this midpoint and write it in place of 1, and the other point you're supposed to maintain. Now you get the midpoints of these two, you get 0.25. As you can clearly see that this is a negative number, negative 0.234375. That is a negative value. Now what you come and do, you look for that value which you had gotten negative between 0.5 and 0. For 0 it is greater than 0. No, now you're not supposed to replace 0, you're supposed to maintain 0. And you come and write this function, your midpoint here, in place of that value which you had gotten negative. You continue that way until you reach to the end, until you get the 5 iterations. Now you can clearly see this is the first iteration, the second one, the third one, the fourth one, and the fifth one. Now when you're dealing with such a question, you're supposed to know the signs of each. You're supposed to replace each point in that function to see if you're getting a positive value or a negative value. For this, the first one, I've shown you clearly for 1 and 0. For 1, it is less than 0. For this one, it is greater than 0. And the midpoint is 0.5. And on replacing this equation here with 0.5, you get a negative value. Now what you come and do, you come and look between which of these values had you gotten a negative value. See if this one, it is 1. Okay, now you come in place of 1, you raise that midpoint, and then you maintain the value of b. Continue that way until you reach the end. Thank you so much for watching my video. Kindly subscribe, share, like, and comment. Till next time, bye.